Good evening. So last session we discussed about statements with JavaScript statements, selection statements. In selection statements, we discussed about how to handle various forms of if. In that, we have a forward jump, we have simple decision, we have multiple decisions, and we have multi-level example. I given all of them, what is simple, what is multiple, and what is multi-level. So I hope you tried all these examples also. huh? Amazon sign in and all. So this is the page we designed for. This is the page for multiple choices are defined by using else if, right? Next, one problem is there with else if. This is the example, and we designed this. If sign in is successful, uh, he can log in with email or mobile, right? Which one he used, based on that the result should change. So you provide two choices, one with email, another with mobile. For that we are using if else. So here the question is, what are the issues with multiple multiple decisions, so that means you can say else if else if else if like this, and finally else. What is problem in this? The problem in this is, generally when you are using multiple decisions like this, one of the main issue is, so it have to check all the conditions until the given condition satisfied, until the given condition satisfied. It will increase the compile time. It will increase the compile time. That is what the problem we have to face with else if else, right? I will show you that problem. It have to check all conditions until the given condition is satisfied. I will show you the problem. See, let's create one page, and if demo HTML. Here we are writing script. We write a simple var x equal to some 2 or 3. Here we have to x equal to 1, document dot write, it should print 1. Else if x equal to 2, document dot write, it should print 2. Again, else if x equal to 3, then document dot write, it should print 3. Else it should document dot write, enter. So x values 1, 2, 3 only. Like this I define. Suppose I am giving here 1. Okay. Now I will run this. You can see it is printing 1. That is working fine. Now what you have to do here is, here you need to change this now. That means let's go to right click, inspect, go to inspect. In inspect, go to the category called sources. In sources category, you will see this is if demo HTML page. Double click on that HTML page, it will open its code. In this code, you can see page numbers are there. Line numbers, line number 1, 2, 3, 4, like this are there. What you can do is, you can click on any line number. When I click on 3, it will put a breakpoint. You see, it calls breakpoint. Breakpoint means execution will stop there, compiling will stop there. Step by step, it will show you what is happening. We can pause the compilation and we can verify step by step what is happening. For that, we will put a breakpoint. So where we need breakpoint at 3. If you want to change, you can simply remove it. Again click, it will be removed. You click where you want. You can put breakpoint where you want. But I will put breakpoint in the starting of if. You can put multiple breakpoints also. But we want only one breakpoint. I will keep it if. Okay, now after you kept the breakpoint, let's change the code. Here I will put x equal to 3. I will save it. Now once refresh, you see output is first empty. Output is empty. See, it pauses here. You can observe that first it is verifying x equal to 3. 3 is equal to 1. So it is not matching. Remember, it is first verifying the first condition. After that, at the bottom you have this button. This button indicates go to next point. So click on that button. That means next step, you can see it checks second condition. It is checking second condition. Why to check? Time waste it is. That means it is unnecessarily checking the second condition. Because if it is matching with 3, it is checking the first condition, second condition, and after second condition, step over. Now third condition is matching. Then it will execute that statement, document.write. Again step, it will print it 3. After that, it is finished. You click, it is finished. It will print 3. This is not good idea, because remember, if it is matching with first, it will stop at first. That's okay, good. But if it is matching with 19th condition and there are 20 conditions and it is matching with 19, it will check all 18. That is so much time consuming. So this is the problem with if, when you are dealing with if. So to overcome such type of issues, if there are many conditions, so what is solution? Solution for this. Solution answer is better use a switch selector. Better use a switch selector. You have to use a switch selector. Now what is this switch selector, how it works, we will see what is switch selector and how it is going to work. So actually, what is switch selector? So switch selector, technically this is a word taken from, the switch is a word taken from electronics. Actually, from electronics the word switch is taken. Generally in electronics, switch is used to control the flow of flow of electron. That is the definition. Actually, switch is used to control the flow of electrons. And actually, switches are various types. There are so many types of switches. Like we have push button switch, we have like toggle switch, we have like selector switch, we have like joystick switch. So many are there, hundreds are there. Now what is behavior is, switches have different behaviors. For example, if you see, I will show you a small example here. You see now here, I am writing a simple concept of, I will show you actually. Generally, suppose this is the ends. I am just giving the end here like this. I'm just giving the end. Okay. Now actually, this is the flow. Yeah. We usually have a switch like this. We usually have a switch like this. Generally, what happens is, usually we have different switches like push button switch, like toggle switch, like selector switch, like that we have so many. What is push button? Actually, push button is nothing but, push button is, this is toggle switch. You see, I press here, then it will continue the flow from left to right. Continue the flow from left to right. So, and very important is, this is actually, this is ordinary toggle switch. Toggle means I pushed, it is continuing. Again push one more time. If I push again, it will come out. That means once push, it will continue. Again push, it will stop. That means same button is used for on and off. For example, mobile power button, your laptop power button, all these are toggle. Toggle means once press to on, again press to off. Same button is used for on and off. That is called toggle. Actually, this is called toggle. There is another switch. We have push button switch. Push button switch looks like this. Actually, push button switch looks like this. Now what happens, you push down, then it will continue the flow. It will continue the flow. You have to hold down. Once you release, it will stop. Until you hold down, it will continue. Once you release, it will stop. Just like you see calling bells and all, you push down, it will be ringing. Once release, it will stop. Those are actually, we call them as toggle, push button switches. Selector switch will be like this. Actually, selector switch means, suppose we have multiple. Selector switch means multiple. Actually, selector switch, usually a selector switch looks like this. A selector switch actually looks like this. Selector switch looks like this actually. When you push down, only down will continue. When you push up, only up will. That means only one will be continuing. Out of these two, only one will be working. And when one is working, others are not touched. When one is working, others are not touched. That means now you push down, this is working. And you push up, this is working. And very important is when you push down, this is working and it is not touching others. Only that specific is. That means without touching others, it can execute only that. This is good. This is called selector switch. Actually, how many choices are there? Two choices are there. These two choices are called case. Case 1 and case 2. These two choices are there and this is the switch. Switch will select which case it wants. And once it selects a case, other cases will not execute. That means it will execute only the case that matches and it will save the time. This is called switch selector. So actually, how we write the switch selector? That means selector switch actually, selector switch contains multiple cases. It executes only the block that is matching with the condition. That is what actually selector switch. Syntactically, we write like this. We have switch and we pass value. And we will have case value. If switch value is matching with case value, then it will execute it. After that means it will put the statements. After that, it will jump. Jump means stop. And for jump, you can use break or you can use return. We can use both, any of these. What is difference between them? I will tell you. So we have a case defines the statements. After that, we have a jump. Similarly, you can any number of cases. If case is not matching, we have default. Default contains statements to execute when case is not matching. When case is not matching, default. After that, jump. This is how we write. That is how we write the switch case. And for switch case, lot of conditions are there. I will tell you all the conditions, how to handle them. We will see how to put them in some real-time examples, right? You see here, switch case, how to handle them. See, same example. Now we will try. First, I will give x is 1. Here, I will write like this. I will use a switch. Into that, we will pass x. Now, how many cases? 3. Colon. If case 1 is matching, then document dot write. It should say 1. After that, break. Break means jump. So similarly, case 2, if it is document dot write 2. After that, break. If it is case 3, then document dot write. It should print 3. Then default document dot write. So please enter 1, 2, 3. So then break. That is how we define. That is how we define. So default contains statement to execute when it is not matching. Now observe the difference now. See, I will refresh this page. I will do one thing. One is there. I will inspect to where sources. In the sources, open that and put a breakpoint at switch. Now let's go and make the change as 3. Okay. Now save it and refresh. Now you see execution. First it is empty now. Screen is empty. Execution stops here. And you see X value. X value is how much? X value is 3. Now you see, you click step over. When I click step over button, it will directly go to third. It will not check the first and second. Previously, it was checking every condition. It will directly go to third. It will execute it. After that, finish. Now it is done. Now you can see it is finished. That saving the time. It is not going to check 1 and 2. If it is matching with 2, it will execute 2. If it is matching with 3, it will execute 3. Here, so many questions are there. I will tell you. If it is matching with all, what to do, and all these things are there. We will see questions one by one, how to handle them. But first, important, when you are writing this is the condition. I will give one example here. This is an example for that statement. And if you anything other than that, suppose I entered 5 and I go here and I refresh now. Now I will refresh one more time here. Okay. Sources, where is it? It expired. Okay, let's run that. Now you can see that it is saying please enter 1, 2, 3. That means which one executed? It executed only the. Now you can see it is executing only the first one. Last one. This one will be executed. Now let's put here changes. Let's say this is x equal to 1. Then what it will do once I refresh, it will pause the execution there. It is empty. I step over directly, it will check the first one. After that, it will stop. It will not check the second and third. After break, it comes out and it is finished. It is not going to check other conditions because it will directly go to the match. That is good. That saves the time. But here, lot of questions are there. In interviews also, they can concentrate on a lot of questions related to this. What are those questions? Let's see. First question, if I will put questions FAQs number. First question is, if case is matching at multiple locations, at multiple cases. So which case it executes? If case is multiple, first one is matching, second one, third one is matching, fourth one also matching, which one it will execute? Only first. Only first. That means it will not execute all. It will execute only the first one, then break. That means I am saying that suppose switch, we have given the value 2 and case is 2. So this is and break statement and break. And another also is having case 2. Case 2. Then we have so another statement. So and break. then what will happen? So both will not execute, only first will define. That is very simple question actually. Second important question, can we define, can we define without default? That means simply like, can we define if without else? We can. Then what will happen if condition is not matching? It will simply stop. It will not show any alternative. So yes, it is possible. Another question is, can we define switch? Can we define switch? So before case, before or in between, or between case, that means can I write else before if, like that? So here, yes, it is possible. You can write anywhere. It's not like default should be last, because it is not going to verify where it is present. It is going to verify based on the condition. That means you can anywhere. For example, I see I given as 2, default I removed, and I kept default at top, and you can see that it is working fine. I kept default between the cases. Suppose if it is 3, now you can see it doesn't matter. You can keep default at any location. Okay, you can any location. It's not like it should be only before, only after the cases. So we can define switch before, sorry, not switch, what is it? Can we define default? Can we define default before or between case? Yes, it is possible. You can keep default anywhere. Another important, so can we define case without break? Yes, we can define case without break. If you define without break, it will stop at the next break, or at the end of switch. In that case, all will execute. Sometimes what we do is, if a condition is matching, from there it should execute all of, from there it should execute all of them. It should not stop. In that case, what we do is, we remove, suppose I am removing break after 1, after 2, after 3. Then what happens is, even if I give as 1, it will print all of them. All of them it will print. It will print 1, 2, 3, and even default. We don't, but it is not error. It will work. Sometimes we write like that. Sometimes we write in such a way that from that matching location, it will execute all. From the matching location, it is going to execute all. Sometimes we write the condition in that way. So we can define without break. Another important is, that means without break also we can add. Now, another important question asked is, break is a jump statement. Break is a jump statement. So the question asked is, can we use return as jump statement? Jump statement instead of break. Yes, we can. Then obviously question will come, what is difference? Difference between break and return. That means, can we use return as jump statement? You see, I am using, instead of break, I am using return. And if I am using return, I need to keep this in a function actually. Function F1. Okay, in that we have to use. Now call F1 function. Function is not the point actually. I can use return and I will see here, I will write as some 2. After 2 is matching, it is returning the 2 and stop. Then the asked is what is difference? And remember, return you cannot use without function. So that is the reason in a function we have to keep it. That means that is okay. That is not the key point. Here the key point is what is difference between break and return is break will come out of this block, but it will still stay in the function. It will still stay in the function. That means it will still stay in the script, but return it will stop compiling. That means it will terminate and quit the script. It will come out of the script. That means after this, you don't have to do any another work. Then return. After this, some other work need to be done. That means still stay in the script. Then we have to use break. Return will permanently come out of the script. You can see. For example, using suppose 3. After 3, I am giving break. Observe now. I will inspect, go to sources, and in that put a breakpoint here, switch, and I will put refresh. And you can see it is asking, yeah. So now it stopped here, X is 3. I click on step over, it will directly go to 3. After 3, observe, after this document, step over, break. Okay, good. After break, observe, it is still in the function. That means it is still in the function. Cursor is still in the function only. Inside the function only. After that, I finish executing and come out, then it will come out. I stopped it actually. Now what we will do now, we will give 2. Let's refresh this again. That means we are refreshing that after 2. Now what happens here? It should come to that location. So observe carefully. Switch. Now here first step over. It will directly go to second one. After second one, we given as return. Then what it will do is it will check that return and it will come out. You can see that it will come out of the script. Previously, it was still staying inside that function, but now it comes out. Again, we have to load the function if we want. That means we need to load new memory again. So if you want continuous operations to happen, then break. You want to stop nothing to happen again, then you put return, right? So return, what it will do? What is difference? Answer is break will exit the block, but still stays inside function. So return will, okay, return will exit the function and stops the script. That's what actually return can do. So depending on situation, whether you can use break or you can use return, right? Let's copy that here just for your understanding sake. One example I am giving here. That is one option. Next important in the question is, means these are all switch related questions. Another question is, so how to handle, so first I will give here. Can we define any another data type for case value, or generally asked what is the data type supported for case value? For case value, what data type you can give? One, this is what type? Number. I can use case A. This is string type. I can use case true. This is Boolean type. Only these three are allowed. Only these three are allowed. That means the case value can be a number or a string or a Boolean. This is important. So you can have, actually, remember, case expression. This expression should returns number or string or Boolean. That means if anybody asks like, can we have a expression there? Means A greater than 10. Can I have expression like that? Yes, you can have an expression if it is returning number or string or Boolean. Case can have a value or expression. So what is the data type supported? Answer is number type, string type, Boolean type, and expression type. So these are the types support value. Now we have a problem with cases. That means here the main problem is, so can we define string as case value? Answer already we know, yes, but case sensitive. This is problem. Then how to handle case sensitive? That means how to handle capitalization for case question. For example, you see now I am writing another option. I will say, so where choice is equal to, I am giving y. Here we are writing, so switch into that we will pass the choice. If case is y, then what should happen? Document dot write, you selected yes. The message, you selected yes, and break. If case is n, we will say document dot write, you selected no. Then break. And default I am giving document dot write, please enter only y or n, and break. And just put a colon here. Okay, like this. Now see what happens here. That means I entered y, it will show you selected yes. Entered n, then it says you selected no. I entered uppercase y, then it is not accepting. Capitalization matters. That is problem. Now in this case there are so many points how to handle capitalization. Two options are there. One is answer, you can use multiple cases for same set of statements. Use multiple cases for same set of statements, or you can do one more thing. You can convert the case. That means here you can write like this. Suppose case y. See what I am doing. I am writing case again y. That means if anybody gives you a syntax like this and says that is it valid, can I write multiple cases for same set of statements? Yes, you can write. So here I am defining, suppose another option. What is it? Case n. Then it is defining no. Now what is advantage? I entered uppercase or lowercase. It is able to handle both of them. I entered lowercase y. It is working fine. I entered uppercase y. That is also same. I entered uppercase no. That is also working fine. It's your wish. You can configure. But this is a problem later. If you are giving big words for case, you can write like this. That means you can configure. Example is this. Example is this. But what is problem in this is, suppose I am asking that, so please enter. Suppose I am asking, please enter yes or no words. Then how to handle it? That means actually they can write yes like this, yes. They can write yes. They can write ye. And write e and s. How many cases like that you will write? It's very difficult. Then what we do? Better, if they are asking for some word, then better you can give yes. Just you use lowercase only. Here you use no. You just use lowercase only. So, but what you have to do? Simply, when they enter any value, uppercase or lowercase, you have to convert to lowercase, to lowercase, to lowercase. You have to just convert it into lowercase. You put only one case, whatever case they entered, you convert into lowercase. That will be better. That means if I say yes, yes, I'm using the word, then it will display you selected as. I entered, suppose no as uppercase letter, then no problem, it will handle. Because we are changing the case, So you may ask the question like, why do we write multiple cases? We can write multiple cases depending on choices actually. For example, so here we put a product type or say category. Category is equal to prompt. I will say enter product type. Product type. So here I am just defining product name. I am defining product and I will give here as name, better name. Okay. And here I am writing a case. See what I am defining here is switch. Into the switch, I am passing the name, whatever the name entered. If it is suppose case, if it is case apple, if it is cape grape like this, then document dot write. That means it is fruits. That means here I can write what they entered. So your product and the product name. So belongs to what fruits. That's what I defined like that. Right? Suppose they entered. So case. Suppose I defined as mobile. And very important, better defined as string. You define them as string. I defined as mobile. And you convert this into what case? To lower case. To lower case because they can enter in any. If it is case mobile and if it is case suppose TV, so case TV, then document dot write your product same. I will copy this and I will say your product belongs to electronics and we will put a break. That's how we are defining. So, and we will put default and document dot write. We'll say please enter any electronic or fruits. So name, fruit name, electronic or fruit name. Just I am giving this option. Now the question is, it can be different values for the same concept. for the same concept. That means here it is asking product name. Suppose I said TV, then belongs to electronics. So I entered suppose grapes. It belongs to fruit. What is it? A grape, na? Yeah, I given as grape. Then it says belong to fruit. So you can just enter anything. I can configure anything belongs to electronics. Multiple can be configured like this. This is another important. You can means if anyone asks why I need multiple cases. For this we have to use multiple cases. Then they will ask one important how to write case for range of values. For different values you return case. For range of values, that means if value is between 20 to 40, then it should do one work. How to write 20 to 40 now? How do we write the range here? You have values, but how to write range 20 to 30? But how to handle that range? That is very important. For example, see now, this is very regularly asked in interviews also everywhere. Suppose I said where number, right? So suppose n is equal to some number. So that means I entered 2 or 3 or any number I am entering. We are right. Suppose I am passing n into it. Okay. I have to write a case. If n is greater than or equal to 0, greater than or equal to 0, or say greater than or equal to 1, and n is less than or equal to 10, that means n is between document dot write. I will put here your number. What is that number? N between 1 to 10. That's how I written. That means n is greater than 1 and n is less than 10. That is range between 1 to 10. Similarly, I am writing like this. So n is greater than or equal to 11, less than or equal to 20. Between, so 10 to 20. I will give that message. That 10 to 20, right? That means if it is greater than or equal to 11 and less than or equal to 20, that means it is 10 to 20. So, or I will just put default, and here I will put an option, only this line. So I will copy that, and you say your number is above 30. Just I am giving above 30. If it is above, if it is negative, then we will give negative also. That means we will write another case. Another case. If n is less than 0, less than or equal to 0, then we will put document dot write. We will put document write. Your value is less than 0. Less than like this. Less than or equal to 0. That's what the message we are displaying. Now here comes important is, okay, you written all the conditions very well, but observe carefully here. It will not work. Why it will not work? Because what n contains? N contains 2. That means n type is how much? N type is number, na? Number. Now is this case returning a number? N greater than 0, less than 0. What is the result? True or false? It is Boolean, na? That means you are using Boolean. and you are comparing with number. That's not correct. It will not. That means your conditions are correct. Your conditions are correct, but result is not correct. That means you can see here, you are using n. N means these cases must be number. But these cases are returning what? These cases are returning Boolean. Then this switch value should be Boolean and it should be only true. Only true, no false. That means which one is returning true, that one will execute. Out of all these cases, which case return true for n, that case will execute. That means which one will execute, you can see. When I run this, that means it will display that your number is between 1 to 10. Suppose I am giving here as suppose 14, then it says your number is between 10 to 20. And if I say as suppose -2, then it says your number is less than or equal to 0. If I said suppose 19 or 18, then it says your number is between 10 to 20. And if I say 28, then it says your number is about 20, na? About 20. You have to give that, right? And it should say your number is about 20. That will be better. And very important here, handling condition is major thing. That means you can define a range by using conditions, but these conditions return a Boolean. Then here there can be only one value. What is it? True. Only one true, right? You cannot have that n. Many people will fail there. That means they are writing condition, but they are writing n, right? Why? Because n is number and it cannot be compared with booleans. We have to use a boolean. And there is, if anybody asks like, if 2-3 conditions are matching, then which one, first one will execute. If 2-3 conditions are matching, only first one will execute. That is the conditions, how it can define. This is very common question actually, how to write case for range of values. So case is defined by using Boolean expression. Case is defined by using Boolean expression, but the case switch value must be true. Must be true. Nothing else. Anything else other than that is not allowed. This is basically how we can manage the conditions, right? Now the question here, these are all the points about switch. That means for switch, lot of questions will be there, right? Can I write like this? Can I write like this? If I have to write like this, what will happen? All these options are important. Now we will see how to use this in our examples, in real world example where we use them. First one basic example I will show you. Suppose I want some action to perform, a basic example. See, doc type HTML head title some switch demo. Later we will see complex also, body, and here we defined as a field set legend, so your city. So and we have a select option, so we say select your city, and we have an option, so Delhi, and we have an option Hyderabad. Like this we are defining. So now we have to configure the option and we will put a heading. So here I will put a heading,
Recording in progress.
We have to collect city name, document. What is that ID? LST cities. Document dot get element by ID LST cities. LST cities. Now here we are passing the city name, and we are writing a case. Case is if it is Delhi, then what should happen? Status must display. We will put a message saying that so delivery for your city. So for that city name, okay. So delivery for city name. So will be in 2 days. Like this, I give. Now just break the option here, and I am just giving another, that is Hyderabad. And if it is that, then status is equal to, we say delivery for your city. City is name, whatever city name they entered will be in will be, or say simply delivery for your city. So Hyderabad. So same day, like this I'm giving. So break, I'm configuring like this. If so, it is default, then we will put a status saying that please select your city. Select your city. We will display that message and break. That is the status we have to display. So we have to configure and define that. Now what should happen? This cities, we are accessing value na dot value. We will access the value, cities value, and we will verify the value. If value is Delhi, value is Hyderabad, or if it is not these two, then what will happen? And this status message we will display document dot get element by ID msg dot inner html. Inner html we will put that status. So that is the status decided accordingly. So I will keep align as the center. So, and you can see now when user is selecting the city, then it will say 2 days. And I selected here, then it will be on same day. And I selected city, then please select your city. That means, so here we are selecting the city and it will be changing the status. This we can write by using if and else, but it will become very lengthy because I selected some other city. It have to verify all other cities also. That means it is not verifying only the city you selected, it will verify others. That is time waste. In this kind of situation, then we can simply manage this. Now there is another technique. Instead of writing so many cases, there is another technique. For that we need APIs and all. In database itself we write the queries like that, but as of now this is one option, right? This is a simple example to handle that here. This is a simple example for that, how we can create. Now with this we will see one complex example now. Complex example means how is how to create. So how to design cascading drop down. This is very popularly asked question. Cascading drop down. How to design cascading drop down? In many tests also, when in interviews when they conduct test, they will ask this cascading drop down. For example, you see this is Inox Movies, some website. You see this is a cascading drop down. Cascading drop down means I am selecting cinema, it is not working. Why? You have to select a movie. Based on the movie, the cinema will change. Based on the cinema, the date will change. This is cascading drop down. Suppose I selected country, India, in that cities will open. I select city, in that areas will open. I select area, in that status will show. That means we have to design a multi-level cascading drop down. We can do that by using switch like case. That we'll see in our next session. Tomorrow we will do. Tomorrow we will create one example with cascading drop downs. How to handle the switch and work with that. Okay. Then tomorrow we can go with iteration, looping statements and examples. Okay. Right.